Excuse me. Hello, and welcome to our Hangout on Air. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club on the web at the LOAclub.com. On these Hangouts, we collaborate with our friends to draw. This Hangout is usually the summary of our theme for the week and continues with Q&A on our member conference line. You can get invites to our occasional open calls and our free letting go process by going to the LOAclub.com. And so now we are going to welcome Robin, who will be bringing through Tarot. Over to you guys.
Welcome back to our discussions. And today we're going to start with a commercial break, a message from your sponsor. We want to talk about you and these discussions we are having with you who are our members. As we moved into our first 4-week challenge, we got into the habit of going around the room asking each of you to tell us things like, what's on your mind? What challenges are you facing? What's working for you? We enjoyed these interactions immensely. And so our intention is to continue along these lines. So let's ask you these questions. Are you ever going to get a better opportunity than this? With all the support we and all these others in this community are offering you right now to make a change in your life. And if that feels positive to you, will you commit to making these calls your personal growth sessions? Because we want you to be greedy about this. We want you to come to these calls with brutal honesty. We want to learn from you what works best for you. Also on these calls, to the extent that you can, we want you to come miracle ready. Come prepared for some active, real-time focus. A bit of on-the-spot practice of some new ways of thinking. So we suggest you set your intention right now to have this call be something more than a spectator sport. Let it be the place and the space where shifts happen. We invite you to engage with us not just through your ears, but in the depth of your soul. Are we together? Okay. Now back to our program. This week we'd like to talk a little about imperturbability. It's a long word, but it's a good word because it describes a connected state of mind, an ever-present awareness state of mind, awareness of who you are. And when we use that phrase, who you are, we want you to totally hear it, because who you are is huge. Think about it here and now. Don't just gloss over it. Who you are is a creature of immense power. Who you are is beyond time and space. Who you are is an extension of God. Who you are is this magnificent conscious creator. Who you are is a very big deal indeed. So let's rediscover that, and then we'll 10x it. Why is imperturbability such a good place to be? There was an Abraham quote this week that this one found interesting. The essence of it was that if you went home and found your house had blown away, you'd soon end up happier than if everything was normal, because it would awaken desires and you'd have all this fresh stuff pouring through you. While there's some truth to that, we would recommend that you don't wait for something drastic to shock you out of default creation mode. We encourage you every day to open your mind to new possibilities. You can do it now, and one of those exciting new possibilities is an ongoing ability to be absolutely impervious to disasters, major or minor. So let's begin in the inside of your mind. Feel us in that meeting place within you. Think about giving yourself this precious, precious gift we're calling imperturbability. Imperturbability is not disengagement from the world. It's being in the world while remembering who you are. Imperturbability is not being uncaring and without compassion. It's caring while knowing what's really going on. It's compassion in its truest sense. Imperturbability is the end result of practicing reality thinking. It's a state of grace. It's ultimate confidence. It's an enlightened place of being. Imperturbability emanates from the who you are place. Because if you start there, and start there, and start there, and make a habit of being there, it becomes easier and easier to see your world, not as something happening to you, but as the virtual reality you're creating, as just the stage on which you're playing out your game. And when you create something you really want, it's not just about manifestation. It's the ecstasy of feeling your hands in the clay. And if your world takes a dip, that newly imperturbable you says, "That's interesting. Now what do I want?" So let's take some time here and now. We're going to do a little imperturbability practice here. And we'll begin with who you are. This one has been using, to great effect, the 10 Truths meditation we put to music. And while we're meeting with you here inside of you, let's right now revisit some of those thoughts. And as we do, to the extent that you can, move beyond an intellectual understanding of this. Move to an internal recognition of truth. We'll offer you some different versions of these. Latch onto the one that you best connect with. Get quiet. Go within. Get miracle ready. Here we go. Let's walk together along this path to imperturbability. I'm an always connected extension of Source. The collective consciousness is a river, and I'm a tributary that feeds into and feeds from that river. I'm a part of the endless stream that is God. This is the ultimate truth of who I am. This is the only thing that's fundamentally true about me in all realms across a timeless universe. This is the only thing that I am and can ever be, and yet it is everything. With these words, I experience my connection and my oneness with infinity. I am allowing myself right now to be aware of who I am. I exist as a thought. What I choose to think creates me and my worlds. Everything is as I choose it to be. My desires and intentions, and my chosen beliefs and expectations shape the individuation that is me, and the context that surrounds me is a mirror of those beliefs and expectations. I exist as a thought, and everything that exists around me exists as a thought. It is my thoughts that create the physical me in this physical world, with all of its actions and sequences and beginnings and ends, and time that seems to perpetually march forward. And so even as I acknowledge that I'm an action-oriented being in an action-oriented world, I also acknowledge that what shapes my existence is simply my thoughts. Every time I choose a different thought, it makes a difference. Each small choice, each deliberately different thought creates movement in the fabric of my existence. And as I be here and now, in this place of playing with new thoughts, I treat myself with enormous generosity of spirit. Even as my mind wanders through many different rooms, I return always to the intention that I set. And I know once again that my world is now different than it was. Each new thought makes a huge difference. I answer to no one. I am not here to serve or learn or to pass some test. I am Source, and I'm here to experience another aspect of myself in this leading edge environment. I'm here to experience the joy of creating new things in this focused space-time world, whatever those things might be. One thing today, and perhaps another tomorrow. I follow my heart. I'm here for the fun of it. It's all up to me. Everything can change in an instant. My story changes as soon as I let go of all resistance. Resistance is a part of my old story. As I practice here and now, this awareness of me and my power, I acknowledge that I'm practicing my new story, my true story. It's my new, true story. And I'm letting it sink in right to the very core of me. Good. The end of that Abraham quote from before was, "You have been the creation that has been in the process of being created. And here you stand as this clearer, more focused wanter and allower than you've ever been before." Which means you can take your next breath of desire and step into your next place of allowing. And all that you ever had, and 10 times more, can be in your experience immediately when you accept that you are the asker and the receiver and the letter in of all of that. We say, Amen. This is who you are. And knowing this and practicing the knowing of this and exercising the knowing of this as a daily workout and getting the knowing of this seated deep within you at all levels, this is the path to that serene and impervious state we are calling imperturbability. This is the path to peace and power, fun and freedom. Are you getting a feel for being in that place? Now take that feeling and 10x it. Let it blow up out of all proportion. Feel the expansion of it. Good. Now do you see how you get there? You practice. You practice with pre-paved intention. You practice by doing what we did here today. We're going to collaborate with this one and once again put these thoughts into a meditation piece. Get hold of that and use it. Be generous with yourself and allow yourself to get into that fiercely confident state. We say, start out on this journey and stay on this journey with a lofty, magnificent version of what will be, a vision of what will be. We are with you. Let's travel together. So now let's move briefly to our longer discussion. We are eager to hear your feedback and answer any questions you may have.
This hangout was a summary of our theme for the week, and we usually do 3 live calls a week with Q&A for our members on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You can become a member by going to the loaclub.com/join. So our longer discussion continues now on our member conference line and on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So